Hey y'all, thanks for stopping by. So, there's a growing problem on the left that needs to be addressed regarding anti Semitic rhetoric, specifically around the word Zionist, that I think for most of you is a bug. You're not doing this intentionally, and it's just your rhetoric has been affected by the ways, or rather the sources you're getting your news from. This isn't like anti Semitism on the right, which is absolutely a feature of most of their ideologies, that they must have a group to be demonized in order to cope with their failures. This, again, about the word Zionist, it's some of you use this term to refer to any Jewish person, and that's bad. Zionist is a very specific phrase with very specific connotations. And there's absolutely people in this world who you can call that. This isn't me trying to say you can't use that term, but, this is people who believe in a one state solution, who approve of Israel being an ethno state, who say that their defense, quote unquote, regarding the West Bank and in Gaza is completely justifiable. Those people, you can call them Zionists. Much of the Israeli government, you can call them Zionists. There's people in the US government who I would be willing to extend that term to. People who, without any second thought, approve any funding to Israel. That, the people who, again, say that their actions in Gaza and the West Bank are completely justifiable and call that defense. Yes, elected US officials, you can call some of them Zionists. The problem, again, comes in when you use this term to refer to any Jewish person. There are extremely orthodox Jewish groups out there. I know you've seen them in their, protests that since before you were born have been speaking out against Israel and claim that their actions are not only morally unjustifiable, but unjustifiable in the teachings of the Torah. These people I've heard called Zionist by certain left-leaning, I use that loosely, news outlets. These groups like Infrared, Jackson Hinkle specifically, he's been on a tear with this since the events of October 7th happened. And some of his tent that he's comprised, I think, should give you even greater concern for the rhetoric he uses. Palling around with people like Tucker Carlson should give you cause for alarm regarding who you get your news from. Now, it should go without saying, but some of you do need a reminder, that not every Jewish person is a Zionist. In fact, not every Zionist is going to be Jewish. There's no correlation in being a Zionist versus what your religious beliefs are. There was something that happened recently that made me feel this video was necessary to make regarding two content creators. One of them is a music reviewer who goes by Brad Taste, taking a picture with the people over H3H3 Productions, Ethan and Gila. And his audience told him he needed to take those pictures down because Ethan and Gila are Zionists. Gila was in the IDF. People say that all the time. And while she did have a desk job, and while she was born there, they have both spoken out against what Israel is doing. They have both constantly donated to Palestine and talked about that effort in what I would consider a, positive light. Those two are not Zionists. They do not believe those things anymore. Whether you're born that way, and raised that way, doesn't matter to what you believe now. And that's the problem that I think this rhetoric is going to cause some of you to fall into that sort of trap where all of a sudden it's where you were born, who your parents were, that make you who you are. I was drawn to the left because it was about what you believe, what you do. Your actions make you who you are, not where you were born, not the country you were born into. There are some lefties who are, even before this started happening, when it came to people who were born in the United States or England, that you would call them imperialists, simply because they were born in this country. And yes, I would say if they approved of, full-throatedly sung the praise of the United States and England and the actions of the government, fine, you can say that. but simply for being born somewhere or born some way, that's not enough to condemn somebody. That's not enough to label somebody in such a demonizing way. I don't really know how we can fix this aside from being pointed and direct about it. You know, if you're getting your news from somebody who is using this kind of rhetoric, you need to stop watching them. I would send them hate mail first, you know, leave a comment that says why you're doing this, that it's because of their rhetoric. And if this is a friend of yours, a coworker, something like that, um, be pointed. Let them know that what they're saying is wrong, and if they keep it up, you have to terminate the friendship. You know, I don't want to tell you who you have to be friends with and who you don't have to be friends with, but this kind of rhetoric will affect you in the long run. You are not immune to propaganda. And if you think you are, trust me, the good propaganda is the stuff you are not noticing. So just be vigilant about where you're getting your news from and be vigilant about the things that you're saying because this is a real problem and we need to do something about it quick. So, yeah, just do your best with it, call out the people you know, and I guess until next time, y'all try to have a good day.